Hey y'all, happy new year. Happy new year. Happy new year. Happy 2025. I hope that you all entered into it the way you wanted to enter into it. And if not, don't get discouraged. Don't get down on yourself. If you made resolutions or promises like on January 1st, I'm going to do this, and you didn't do that. If you didn't get a chance to go to the gym today, if you didn't get a chance to clean your house from top to bottom and scrub the walls and the floodlights and the gutters and the windows and the cracks, if you didn't get to do all that, don't beat yourself up. Don't throw the rest of the year away. Don't get in your head about it. A lot of times we feel like January 1st is like when you're in school and you've got to take out a piece of notebook paper and a fresh pen to maybe take notes, and you end up taking notes, and then you have to erase, and then you got the eraser smudge, and you take notes again and you got to erase, and it has an eraser smudge, and then your page is no longer looking fresh, so you want to throw that page away and start over because of the smudges. Leave the smudges and just keep going. It's only the first. I had to tell myself, do not let the first, because it's the first and you didn't do what you said you were going to do on the first, dictate the rest of the week, the rest of the year. Thank God that tomorrow is a new day. And if we're blessed enough to wake up, it's okay to start over. Every day can be the first if you want it to. So don't beat yourself up if you didn't do or accomplish something today because it's the first. I have to really get out of that mindset. So happy new year. I love y'all so much. Thank you for being here to enter into the new year with me. We are creating a community that I am truly loving. When I feel like when I don't talk to y'all, I miss y'all. So I decided to go out and work today. I'm home now. So let's get into just a few topics. First up, all right, listen. For those of you who have followed me, for those of you who are new, we believe in who we believe in. We love who we love. I respect everyone in their beliefs. Me personally, I believe in God. I try to live my life every day in a manner that God will be like, girl, I'm pleased with you. Don't always hit the mark. Don't always, don't always, don't always. And yesterday and even into today was one of those days when I felt like my mouth didn't hit the mark. Let's get into why. Okay. We get ready to get into why that mouth did not hit the mark. Hold on. Okay. We get ready to get into it. Let's share the screen. All right. Let's get into some things.
Happy New Year! Oh, yeah. Oh, you look so pretty.
Right.
Like
Now this one can jump that one.
Are you having fun at the mountains? Yeah.
You're still in the around, but you got four.
A little bit. Happy New Year's, guys.
What's that?
I'm just talking to the camera.
Okay. Oh, he's starting to pretend that never
So
happened.
pretty.
6, 7, 8, 9.
So y'all can see the beginning.
Yeah, look, can jump that one. No, this one can jump that
Happy
one.
New Year! Yeah. Oh, you look so pretty.
Right.
All right, y'all saw the rest of it. Let's get into this. By the way, this is from the Shade Room. I got this from All About the Tea, and then the next is from the Shade Room. Let's get into it. Let's read it together. Ink is my best friend and perfect in so many ways, but I've decided to focus on my children and maintaining a healthy co-parenting relationship with their father. They also don't follow each other anymore. Okay. Y'all see that? Okay. So when I saw that, I saw the one headline that said, what does it say? Mia Thornton is back with her ex-husband, Gordon, again. I didn't get that she was back with Gordon. I got that this slew-footed slore was actually pulling a stunt. And see, I should not have said that. And that's what I mean when I say God is not pleased with me, because when I saw it, it pissed me off. You know why? Mia is trying to play us as fools, us viewers, people who give commentary about this, right? She's done this every single season. And she knew people were going to run with her and Gordon getting back together. She never said that. What she said was, new year, she captioned it, new year, new beginnings. Cheers to living life to the fullest. Hashtag mom and dad. Hashtag NYE 2025. She never once said her and Gordon were back together. But what she did do is post that in the caption. And someone said Mia Thornton is back with her ex-husband Gordon again. Never said it. Sort of like when she posted about getting a phone call from Johns Hopkins Cancer Center to come in. People immediately ran with Mia has cancer. But Mia never said she had cancer. Mia never said Ink is the father of my son, or I believe Ink is. Gordon brought it up at the end of the reunion last year. Mia was very, very clear in saying Gordon is the father. Then she posts a video saying my children's fathers with an S, not showing not showing her oldest son's father, because that's who she was talking about, Gordon and her oldest son's father, instead wanting the audience to believe that she was talking about Ink being her children's father. So when I saw this, I said, this shenanigan queen. I don't even want to use the term queen like that. It pissed me off because I'm not stupid. And I know what you're trying to do. Y'all, I was like, nope. Mia, you're not about to get me. I know what you're doing. You're trying to secure next season because Giselle is working behind the scenes to make sure you don't get a flute next season. All these interviews she's doing, and then the other ladies sort of kind of supporting her in their interviews, Yeah. By the way, this isn't a new Mia. From her first season, didn't really see it for her. I learned to enjoy certain things, that she did on the show that were funny, but I never saw it for her. Mia has been telling stories since season one. Since her first season. But people were okay with it, some of the cast included, because it was directed towards Candace. Now that other people are on the receiving end, now all of a sudden this is a Mia we don't recognize. No, this is the same Mia that has been since her first season. This is the same Mia that threw a drink at Wendy when all Wendy said was, that's not how me and my husband do things, just because you and your husband may operate that way. This is that Mia. She hasn't changed. So she is trying to secure, I don't care what nobody says, I will not change my mind. She's trying to secure her flute. Now let's be clear. Can I blame her? Because she probably realizes, she messed with the wrong one when it came to Giselle and her girls. I can't blame her. She wants to keep that job, of course, right? People were also saying that word on the street was that that Gordon got access to his money and the businesses again. Some people feel like Gordon is in on the shenanigans as well with Mia. I don't know. I always thought that the family made the decision to lock Gordon out of his accounts because of Mia, and that they were reading Mia as if if he doesn't have any money, she's going to leave. And then when she left, they would restore him his business and his money. I always assumed that. I don't know that to be true. I don't know that to be fact. That was just my opinion. As soon as I heard that he was locked out of the accounts, I was like, his family is doing this to protect him from her. And not saying that Gordon is innocent, because we know he was married when he started messing with Mia, right? Sometimes that boomerang will come back in ways that you didn't even think about. So I don't believe that Mia is back with Gordon. I believe Mia was out with Gordon with their children on New Year's Day and decided to post that because she wanted to generate conversation around her. Period. So that Bravo could see the audience was interested in her story. She's done it every year. I'm not interested. Are y'all interested? Y'all let me know. Speaking of shenanigans, y'all, let's get into Peter Thomas. So, according to Yahoo Entertainment via In Touch, RHOA's Cynthia Bailey's ex, Peter Thomas, was plotting TV return before 18-month prison sentence. Real Housewives of Atlanta star Cynthia Bailey's ex-husband, Peter Thomas, was working on selling a new television show about his life before he was hit with an 18-month prison sentence. In Touch can exclusively report. According to court documents obtained by In Touch, Peter, 64, filed a series of letters written by his family and friends ahead of his December 19th sentencing. One of the letters that Peter submitted was from the president of a production company called Blue Collar Productions, which was Mark Rowan. Mark wrote, Blue Collar Productions is currently developing a TV series based on the life of Peter Thomas. The series will look at the current activities in Peter's life, including his personal relationships, the opening of bars and restaurants, along with his legal issues. He added, it will be done in the style of a real-life follow documentary so that the opportunity for Mr. Thomas to comment on his views regarding his tax situation, the legal system, and educating others on what they could be doing will be present and available. Mark continued, we are actively out selling the project and are hoping to have the project set up with a buyer after the start of the new year and anticipate roughly 6 months of filming of Mr. Thomas and others in his world. Mr. Thomas has told me that the salary he earns will go towards paying his current restitution, the substance of which I do not have any details, he added. At his sentencing, the judge ordered Peter to serve 18 months in prison after he pled guilty to tax fraud. The judge also sentenced him to 2 years of probation after his release. Peter asked the court to not throw the book at him before the hearing. He proposed serving 1 year and a one-day sentence. His lawyer said Mr. Thomas is a 64-year-old serial entrepreneur who was incredibly remorseful for his failure to pay trust fund taxes. Mr. Thomas has run and owned restaurants and clubs throughout the Southeast and appeared regularly on the reality television show, The Real Housewives of Atlanta. He is loved and respected by his community. Peter's lawyer added, he is a supportive father and loyal brother and son. He has used his social media platform to encourage others, in particular small business owners, to prioritize their obligations to the IRS. Peter's lawyer said Peter opened his first restaurant in Georgia in 2014. He said he closed it the same year. He opened his first restaurant in Georgia in 2014, closed it the same year, and opened another in North Carolina. His attorney continued, both businesses struggled since nearly inception. As Mr. Thomas struggled to keep the businesses afloat, he chose not to pay trust fund taxes from the employee payroll. Mr. Thomas hoped the business would pick up and he could rectify his obligations. However, the debt hole continued to grow. As Mr. Thomas closed one club, he would open another in hopes that the new location or city would bring success and allow him to recover those debts. In 2018, he opened Bar One Miami that had some success, but struggled to offset the high rent and cost of upfit. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic was a death knell to the Miami location. Bar One Baltimore never got off the ground. With each business, the obligation became larger and larger, his lawyer said. Look, there was a lot of commentary, right? Some people were saying he knows how to open a business. Maybe he won't be involved in the operations, but he knows how to open a business. He would be good to help people open. When they said that Bar One Baltimore, which was not far from me, my husband actually did inspected like the fire alarm in there, I believe, or something to that. If he did something in there with the fire alarm. Anyway, they said it never got off the ground. So is being able to move money from one business to the next illegally and get the doors open of that business a finesse or a success? Actually, is it more of a finesse than an actual success? I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think Peter would have some valuable advice to offer up and coming business owners, people looking to open up businesses, particularly in the restaurant industry. Again, is that more of a finesse than a success? And would y'all have watched a reality show following Peter Thomas? I heard somewhere someone say, would him having a reality show, I think it might have been DJ Richie, shout out to DJ Richie. I think he had said, would it be like rewarding? And again, I think it was DJ Richie. Y'all can correct me in the comments, but would it be rewarding bad behavior for a reality show if Peter got a reality show and got paid for it? I would almost say no if we could guarantee the restitution went to where it was supposed to go. Right? I don't know. What do y'all think? That's a tricky situation because it would seem like, okay, we are rewarding you for this. I do wonder after the 18 months or however long he has to serve, will they let him out? Number one, will he get out earlier for good behavior? Like Jen Shaw has consistently had time knocked off of her sentence. I wonder if Peter will get time knocked off of his sentence, and will this company still be interested in him and want to do a reality show with him afterwards? Only time will tell. But would y'all watch? Would y'all be interested? Because I'm like, what are we going to watch him do? Try to open more businesses or give advice to up and coming business owners? Like what? Let me go back. Y'all, we got to go back and see. It was the series will look at the current activities in Peter's life, including his personal relationships, the opening of bars and restaurants, along with his legal issues. It will be done in the style of a real-life documentary so that the opportunity for Mr. Thomas to comment on his views regarding his tax situation, the legal system, and educating others on what they could be doing will be present and viable. Well, actually, now that he's going to jail, they wouldn't even be able to they'd have to film his commentary after the fact. We wouldn't be filming it while he's in the middle of it. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Real quick, Royce Reed. Now, I watched Royce's a video that she did, and I was debating on whether or not I was going to play it. It's on the Neighborhood Talk if you want to see. I'm just going to summarize it. Again, according to the Neighborhood Talk, Royce Reed alleges that Dwight Howard and his sister were inappropriately, and I'm sorry, I should have told y'all this is a trigger warning. I apologize for that. This is trigger warning about sexual assault. So let me give it a few seconds in case anybody wants to speed past or click off. Again, my apologies for not saying that up front. Royce alleges that Dwight Howard, father of her son, we know who Dwight is, former NBA player, were molested by their older brother, claims the same thing happened to her son for 5 years and nothing was done. Dwight was crying on my shoulder about things that happened to him and his sister. She gets into it in the video. She said she's tired of talking. Now, we do know that I believe Dwight just married, is it Amy Luciani? Wasn't she on Love and Hip Hop? And Royce said she's tired of being quiet. No, she's not interested in him. No, she does not want him. She said she brought this up to the judge that her son was being inappropriately touched. She never said by who. At least I didn't catch that part. So maybe one of y'all did. And she said the judge was upset with her and was like, how dare you say that? We're going to give him, like, I believe it was joint custody, but how dare you say that? And she said she told the judge, the lawyer, F y'all. And she fully thought she'd be arrested that day, but she wasn't, because her son had been molested for 5 years and basically nothing that she could do. And again, she said that Dwight and his sister were molested. and she's tired of being quiet. She says she's done. She's done. She's done. Again, if you want to go to the neighborhood talk, you can watch the video. She gets into a lot. And remember, something went down with her son and a little boy some years ago. And you know what, they've said if it happens to you, not excusing it, but you may then become what happened to you. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. There was a lot of people upset that she talked about what happened to Dwight. And then there was and her son, because I believe her son is 18 now, and they feel like he should have had a say. And who knows, maybe he had a talk with Royce and said it was okay for her to say that, to come out and say the truth. Then there are other people who are saying this is a part of her story too. She was arrested because of what her son got caught up into with another child some years back. She was arrested. So it's like, is she not allowed to tell her story because this involves her as well? So there's a lot of going back and forth. It's sad, that her son had to experience that. And I do believe her. I'm going to say that. I believe her. And I was going to say I don't believe she's bitter, but if she is, and all of this is true, and he used his money, which she has been saying to stop, if he used his money to be able to silence her, if he used his money and paid people to make sure that he got joint custody and something was happening to his son, I would be a little bitter too at the system. And everybody else that had a part in it for not protecting my son. And I would be fed up and tired too. Right? That's her son. So it's hard. I read a comment that said, I believe her, and these comments are sick. Y'all are outraged. She's speaking on his trauma, but not that her child was molested. And a literal judge tried to blow it off strictly because he's a celebrity. Somebody else said, Royce has always been a truth teller. I believe her. Somebody else, wow, I'm not mad at her. Air that ninja out, because that's how abuse continues. People protecting the abuser. I'm happy for her. Drag him to filth. Somebody said, just speak on yours and his life, not what happened to him and his sister. Royce has been silenced for years now, and she's telling it all. Wow. Somebody else said, if someone did something to her child, she should go to the police, not the internet. We can't help you. I think her point was she did try to go to the law, and it didn't help. The judge was pissed off at her for mentioning it. A commenter did say, if you listen, she did. Basically, she did go to the law, and the judge didn't believe her because he loved basketball and Dwight. Dwight has since come out and said, and that's also on the neighborhood talk, Dwight Howard is tired of his ex, Royce Reed, talking about him on the internet. Says he was paying $13,000 a month in child support and gave her over $200,000 when their son was born, but she used it to buy a dance studio. This is for your child. You can't say that I'm not doing my job providing for my kids. Now, somebody in the comments said she definitely clarified this in a video. She settled for the $13,000 a month, and the $200,000 was back child support that he owed. Instead of buying designer stuff, she bought her a house for her and her son. Apparently, Dwight tried to buy her one, but Royce's dad said absolutely not, so he can take it from you in the future. Get your place with your name on the deed, and that's what she did. So if that's the case, I don't blame her. This is so messy and a lot going on, and my heart just goes out to the son who has to be in the middle of this. And again, if he was, sorry, y'all. Again, if he was molested, again, if y'all want to see these videos, because there's a couple of slides with Dwight doing a podcast, and that's on the neighborhood talk as well. I can put the links in the description box for y'all. That's what I'll do so y'all can see. Y'all, we going into the new year with a bang, bang, honey, from Mia, pulling stunts and shows on Potomac. Y'all let me know what y'all think. To Peter Thomas, would y'all have watched him on a reality show? And would you watch him afterwards? And do you think he has valuable information to provide up and coming entrepreneurs? to Royce Reed and Dwight Howard. I love y'all so much. And again, Happy New Year, babies. I will talk to y'all later. See ya.